One of the most unusual complaints about Wonder Woman is none other than its third act. Diana finally came face to face with Ares and thought that defeating the villain would be the end of all bad. One of the most interesting components of Diana's character in this movie is not so much that she defended those who were unable to do so themselves, but that she came into the world naive as to how humanity really is. She's essentially a stranger in this big world. As I've said in the past, what I feel to be one of Wonder Woman's biggest strengths as a movie is that it shows humanity's capacity for goodness as well as show the capacity we have for evil. Chris Pine's Steve Trevor, not Hal Jordan, was a great supporting member and had great chemistry with Gal's Diana of Themyscira as well. It was the time he spent with her that love truly began to blossom between them. They were brought together by circumstance, but in that same regard, they are an unlikely duo. I think Steve Trevor dying in the movie, as well as his final words to Diana before his untimely fate, obviously had a great impact on Diana then, as it does now. And ultimately, this is one of the reasons why Diana's story arc flows well through BVS and Wonder Woman. With Diana making the choice to walk away from man after coming to the realization that there is more than just one evil existing in our world, to her having her faith mostly restored by the redeemed Bruce Wayne in the present day, it definitely all flows together. BVS is very much relevant to Wonder Woman the movie and the character, and vice versa. We see her ultimately lose her faith again as Superman gives his own life for Earth due to a despicable evil, only to be reassured by Bruce that we can do better because we have to. In Wonder Woman, Diana easily could have ended Ares and destroyed Dr. Poison, but ironically, it was love that ended up being Diana's drive in that very moment. I very much appreciated that love ended up playing a much bigger part in the story as it did, because it very well shows that there is indeed power in showing love and choosing to make the right choice in even the most challenging moments. With Diana, for example, deciding to show compassion as opposed to rage and fury. What makes Diana such a fascinating warrior and a very rootable character is not just her doing good, and not just her looking flashy or showing how powerful she is, even if she is all of those things, but because she chooses to step up and fight regardless of how devastating the circumstances may be, because she feels it is the right thing to do. Compassion directly/indirectly correlated with love. And ultimately, while love wasn't necessarily the thing that conquered Ares in that climatic moment, it was more so Diana's belief that even the darkest of hours, that love indeed conquers all. No matter the danger, she is always willing to help. One of the things I really admire about Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Wonder Woman individually as movies is that they take the CBM, that is comic book movie/superhero genre, a bit further in terms of story, as well as the serious questions they pose to the audience. Man of Steel and Batman v Superman arguably take it a bit further in terms of depth in the story, and with Chris Terrio's involvement, it is hardly a surprise. But Wonder Woman does this as well. Like, how can mankind, or we as individuals, do better? What it really means to stand up in the face of conflict? And is love and or compassion perhaps the biggest lesson/triumph of all? This is why Ares' appearance much later in the film didn't necessarily bother me. This to me is one of the even more crucial moments in the film that to me elevates it even further, especially given everything that has happened up to that point. This goes back to what I said in a more recent video about superhero films having a bit more to say than just boom pow jokes, because any and all films should absolutely have a bit more to say than just simplistic fun adventures, if that is what the film creator intends, and not let the fun get in the way of the seriousness. Because Wonder Woman as a movie may certainly have its share of fun along the way, but it never is overdone, nor does it lack the serious moments needed that keep the film entertaining from start to finish. Her care for everyone, her grace, and readiness to face any and all threats make her who she is. That is what makes Wonder Woman special and a unique hero in my opinion, and not just an overpowered loudmouth.